What's going on, Jerome? So the NFC North division has a gaggle of wide receiver talent led by Minnesota Fighting Vikings, Justin freaking Jefferson. That's right. That's right. Already the wide receiver one in the league, should and could be extended and be the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history, all that stuff. But I want to go through and rank the top 10 NFC North wide receivers. Jefferson is the one. I mean, why even debate it? Right, so led the league in receptions, led the league in yards last year, offensive player of the year, MVP finalist, the only non-quarterback. So we don't even need to debate. So that's number one. So we're going to start at the bottom, number 10. Spoiler, Claypool did not make the top 10 because Chase Claypool is very poopy. That's all. Number 10. Marvin Jones. Now, this is going to be controversial, and now I can hear Bears and Packers fans and probably some Lions fans upset about this, but Marvin Jones, even though he's long in the tooth, he's 33, going to be 34, he's a crafty veteran, and maybe it's just because me as a Vikings fan, Marvin Jones was the kryptonite for Xavier Rhodes, even when Xavier Rhodes is at the height of his powers. But last year put up 46 catches, 529 yards receiving, 3 touchdowns with the Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence. 6 years removed from his 1,100-yard season in 2017, but he can still do it, and he's still got the size, he's still got the body control, he still has that veteran savvy, where he is going to be a piece of the Lions passing game, especially since we'll get to him. Jameson Williams is going to be suspended for 6 games of the year. Number 9, Romeo Dubose. So this is going to be controversial again because Dubs, 4th-round pick out of Nevada. I absolutely love him. Last year, 42 catches, 425 yards, receiving 3 touchdowns. Now, the reports out of Packers camp that Jordan Love and Romeo Dubs have themselves a little bit of connection, maybe even better than Love and Christian Watson, but we'll see. But Dubs is a guy that I really loved in the draft process for the Wolfpack. He's tough. He's got ball skills. And to me, he's a little bit faster Des Bryant, or sort of like a poor man's Anquan Bolden, but he's a tough kid. But I just love the way that he plays, and frankly, I wish that he was on a better team. Next up, number 8, Jamo. So Jameson Williams, and obviously he would be higher if he was healthy, well, which he is, but he would be higher if he wasn't suspended, which he's not. But he's got that home run speed, and also if he doesn't tear his ACL in the national title game, I think Alabama beats Georgia, but that's neither here nor there. He only has 1 catch in his NFL career so far for 41 yards and a touchdown. I wonder who that was against. But Jameson, I mean, if he gets his head right, gets his health right, he will be a problem. And yeah, he's going to be tied to the Vikings because he was taken with the draft pick that the Vikings traded out of when the Lions came up in the draft in 2022. Sort of is what it is. Next up, number 7, Jordan Addison. Now, controversial, yes, 140 miles an hour, blah, 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 all that stuff. But Jordan Addison, speaking of guys that gotta get their head right, so if Jordan Addison gets his head out of his ass, puts his head down, and does the work, I think that he can grind. He's in a beautiful situation. He's in the best possible spot for all the 2023 NFL draft rookie receivers, and he can show up and show up. He can. I did great last year with USC. With Caleb Williams, 2021 Biletnikoff winner at Pitt, with Kenny Pickett, helped make him a first-round pick despite small hands, smells like cabbage. But he can play inside and outside, elite runner. He's very slick at the stem. He worked on his drop issues they had at Pitt that weren't an issue at USC, and I think that his career is going to be very bright, but, stop doing dumb things. That's all. Next up, number 6. Christian Watson. So, give respect where it's due. Packers fans were like, oh, how's he 6? Shut up. Shut your face, man. Were 41 catches, 611 yards receiving, 7 touchdowns last year. Yes, insane physical attributes, 6'4", 208, 4.36 40, and also 9.96 RAS. So, he is a physical freak. Now, we've seen a lot of physical freaks in the NFL who couldn't catch a cold at wide receiver, and Watson had some drop issues, did get better as the season progressed, but chemistry-wise, how is he going to work with Jordan Love? How is he going to fit into the offense? Can he stand being a wide receiver 1 now that Alan Lazard is in New York with 17 other Packers, but whatever. And Watson, he is a little bit older too, but also he's always going to be tied to the Vikings because he was taken with the draft pick that the Vikings traded down in the 2nd round with the Packers. So there you go. Next up, number 5, Darnell Mooney. Now, I've always loved Mooney, the pride of Tulane, and I always wish that he was on a better team. But 44 catches, 493 yards, receiving 2 touchdowns last year. But he's a joystick player. Change of direction. He's got that speed. Every single touch that he has, and he hasn't gotten as many as you would like over the last couple of years. Every single touch that he has turns into a punt return. Like it's scatter drill. Like he could take it to the house no matter what. Give him a crease, and he will potentially go. I think he deserves more work. Frankly, I think he should be wide receiver 2 in Chicago over Claypool. I'm not buying it, but sort of is what it is. But I do love me some Darnell Mooney. Next up, number 4, wide receiver in the NFC North, KJ Osborne. Bring on the hate. Bring on the hate, because I do not care. So 62 catches, 670 yards, receiving 6 touchdowns last year. He's improved every single season he's been in the league. Frankly, with Thielen getting a little bit long in the tooth last year, KJ was the Vikings wide receiver 2 last season. Let's not get it twisted, man. Like the receiving options, it was wide receiver 1, Justin Jefferson, tight end, TJ Hawkinson, and then wide receiver 2, KJ Osborne. That's what it was last year. Also, like KJ and Kirk, like they do have a connection, and Kirk does look for KJ on money downs, third down in the red zone, etc. So that connection is important, and I do think that even though the Vikings are going to have more of an emphasis running the ball this year, I mean, Kevin O'Connell wants to score 50 a game. And there's going to be plenty of balls to go around. Even with JJ, even with TJ, even with JA, KJ is still going to get his, man. Next up, number 3 wide receiver in the NFC North, DJ Moore. So I got respect for DJ Moore. 63 catches, 888 last year, and 7 touchdowns. Were just a complete clown show in Carolina. But I always liked him when he was coming out of Maryland. Yes, the lazy comparison was he's a larger Stephon Diggs, checking in at 6'2" and 210. But I mean, the comparisons are apt, and not just because he went to Maryland too. He a Terp, but he's a very clean route runner. He's a deep threat. He's got great hands, and he uses that physicality very well. Now, is DJ Moore a true wide receiver 1, or is he better off as like a 1B? TBD. Also, is he going to develop a fast chemistry with Justin Fields? I don't know. But the criticism with the Bears last year is that they didn't have weapons or an offensive line around field. Now they're trying to do both. So is this going to work out? We'll see. Next up, number 2 wide receiver in the NFC North. Yeah, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I love Amon-Ra, man. Yeah, the pride of USC. 106 catches, 1,161 yards receiving, 6 touchdowns. He is a Vegas slot machine. He's very loose, and he pays out, man. Ben Johnson did great things with him last year. Amon-Ra, Sun God, and Jared Goff have a good chemistry. Plus, I love the chip that Amon-Ra plays with on his shoulder. It carries over on the field. He's got a list of all the receivers drafted ahead of him for his NFL Network like player programming thing. He picked the Packers NFC championship loss against the Seahawks from a number of years ago, which I love and respect that level of pettiness. And Amon-Ra, again, Amon-Ra to me is a lot like Mooney. He's a lot like Dubs. Like, I love and respect him as a player. I wish they were on a different team. There you go. And of course, number 1 is Jefferson, so it's not even close. But that's it. That's our top 10 NFC North wide receivers ranked. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts. Hey, tell us where we're correct, because obviously if you disagree with any one of these rankings, you are wrong. How does it feel? Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts. Blah, blah, blah. Comment section. You know what to do. Skol, production value.